Senator, great to have you on the show. I want to also ask you about the funding fight to come that is underway right now on Capitol Hill. The Wall Street Journal writing this, that the Biden administration has a spending choice, guns or butter, saying that Biden now wants Congress to help allies win 2 wars abroad and deter a third over Taiwan. Yet he wants to continue to spend on everything as if nothing in the world has changed. Do you have ideas on where you would like to see some significant cuts in the budget if the wars are to get funded?
Well, listen, I thought that the House's idea to immediately cut those 87,000 IRS agents who Biden never should have hired in the first place, I thought that's a great idea. I'm all for cutting the IRS, and if we can use that money to help our ally Israel, so much the better. I'll just tell you, in terms of our priorities, Israel right now is facing an existential threat. Everybody agrees Israel needs aid. I think we should get that done immediately, this week. Let's get that done. Then we can talk about Ukraine, the border, Taiwan, all the other things the administration's asked for. One other thing, Dana, I am a hard no on any funding for Gaza until every American hostage is home. That money will go into the hands of Hamas terrorists. They are holding our hostages. Those good Americans need to come home.
It's interesting you bring that up. I don't have it with me, but I read this morning that Secretary Antony Blinken writes an op-ed in the Washington Post saying that Israel needs the aid, but he says that the humanitarian aid must go to Gaza as well. And I can see your point, right? So it's not as if the Brits were providing humanitarian aid to German civilians. That's one of the analogies that has been made. But there's going to be a lot of pushback on that. Is it possible that you could get this funding through with just the military aid to Israel?
I think so. I think it is possible, and I think that is the thing to do, Dane. I think we need to aid our ally and partner Israel right now. My position on Gaza is this: that money will go into the hands of Hamas. Hamas is the effective government in Gaza. In fact, just yesterday, Secretary Blinken testified before the Senate that there would inevitably be some, I think he used the word spillage, of the money, any aid to Gaza, into the hands of terrorists. Why would we do that, Dana, when they are holding our hostages?
I hear you. Yeah.
You know, Senator, really quickly, we had the ambassador to Ukraine on earlier, and she said clear and simple, if we don't support Ukraine, Russia will win. Do you agree with that statement, and where do you think Ukraine funding is?
We have supported Ukraine, Brett, to the tune of $113 billion. I am not in favor of additional funding to Ukraine, particularly not when, number one, there is no watchdog tracking all of the money. We need an accounting of every dime that has been spent in Ukraine. The administration tells us they now have significant corruption concerns. Well, let's see where our money's being spent, number one. Number two, our European allies have still spent far below, particularly on military aid to Ukraine. Brett, we've got to say to them that they must take the lead in defending Ukraine and in defending the European continent. We have to shift our focus militarily to the Pacific. We are going to have to do that sooner or later. We need to level with them right now and say they have got to step up and take the lead.
Senator Hawley, we appreciate your time this morning.
We do.